Hi, and welcome back to EM Hypnosis. I'm Elenique Marie, and today I'm going to be answering one of your most popular questions. Does hypnosis really work? And the answer is yes, it does. Spoiler alert. But today I want to give you a little bit of information about why and how it does so. Um, so, hypnosis is a genuine psychological process. There are real and measurable effects and changes in the brain when people are in a hypnotic state. And I will get into some of those a little bit further in the video. But this particular state, it's a very deep state of relaxation. A certified hypnotherapist will walk you through a process to get you to that very deep state of relaxation, which shows up as what some people call a trance-like state. Now, is a trance-like state some strange and surreal thing? Absolutely not. We all go in and out of trances all day long when we're watching television and get so engrossed in the programming that we don't hear when people are calling us, or when we're watching a movie at the movie theater, or sometimes we may even find that we drive ourselves home and don't even know how we got there. Those are all trance-like states, including daydreaming. Daydreaming is another trance-like state. Sometimes we just go off in our minds. And so what is the difference between a naturally occurring trance-like state that we normally experience versus a hypnotic trance-like state? Well, it begins with intention. In the case of hypnosis, the hypnotherapist is very specifically trying to create a trance-like state in order to be able to give you suggestions to reach your goals. That is the entire point of it. So it's very intentional with very specific goal in mind. And the hypnotherapist creates a state of intense concentration and focused attention. And this is a guided process where there's a lot of suggestion, a lot of repetition, and it may resemble sleep in a way, but the difference is that you're fully aware of what's going on. In fact, you're hyper focused. Whereas in sleep, we completely just drift away and lose a sense of self. With hypnotherapy and hypnosis, we become very aware of everything that's happening. And when you're in this state of being very aware of what's happening, you are able to receive suggestion in a way that you normally can't when you have perhaps when you're in your fully conscious state. And that is because when you are in a conscious state of being, a part of your mind that is referred to as the critical faculty is active. And of course, these are all theories. There's not literally a slice of your brain that's called the critical faculty, but it's a way of talking about the mind so that we can kind of understand how it functions. And in a nutshell, you have your conscious mind with which you do the things that you want to do consciously. Get up and go get a snack, call a friend, these types of things. The subconscious mind that's running everything else: cell turnover, healing, respiration, bodily functions, all these things that are happening within you. And then between the two, somewhere around the age of 7 to 14, you start developing this thing called the critical faculty. And that critical faculty essentially acts as a bouncer. It checks the information that's coming in from the conscious mind, and it runs it and it compares it against what's already stored in the subconscious mind. And if the thing matches, if the new information matches, then it's like, okay, you can get in. And if it doesn't, it's like, no dogs allowed. You need to go back out. And that is why affirmations, even though they have a place, that is why so many times they don't work the way we wish that they did. Because if you have a belief about yourself that you're not good enough, and you're telling yourself this affirmation, Jack Handy, because I'm good enough and strong enough. I hope those of you that used to watch Saturday Night Live might remember that skit where Jack Handy is telling himself all these great things about himself, and yet it doesn't really ever show in his behavior, because he's telling himself something that his subconscious doesn't believe. And once that information hits the critical faculty, it goes right out. So Hypnosis, what it does is through this very detailed and specific process of bringing you into that translike state, what we do is that we kind of allow the the critical faculty to step over to the side and kind of allow these ideas to just go straight into the subconscious and take root. And that is how hypnosis works. And I want to give you a couple of examples of some research that's been done that proves that it works. And I will link down below in the comments a whole paper that is written on, I think, over 50 or 60 studies by very reputable organizations where they talk about, studies that have been done about hypnosis and all the things that it can help with. But in this particular study, researchers at Harvard, they studied the brains of 57 participants and during guided hypnosis. And what they found was that the two areas of the brain that are responsible for processing and controlling what's going on in your body show greater activity during hypnosis. And then Stanford University in 2016 did another study that confirmed that hypnosis is in fact a very real thing. They used MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, which is essentially a view of the brain that shows blood flow. And it measures blood flow in the brain. And it found changes in activity in the brain areas of hypnotized persons thought to be involved in focused attention, the monitoring and control of the body's functions, and the awareness and evaluation of a person's internal and external environment. So they could visually see changes in those areas when a person is in hypnosis. And the last thing that I'll mention is a study conducted in 2003. Researchers from the Department of Psychology at Lund University in Sweden, they wanted to know what would be the effects of hypnosis via audio recording, not even in a live session, over 2 weeks for participants that were dealing with stress. And what they found was that the hypnotic intervention, just with an audio recording, had a medium to large beneficial effect on the participants' experience of stress, of burnout, and well-being. So hypnosis most definitely works, and there's so much information available now as to how. And as technology increases, I'm sure we're going to learn more and more and more about exactly what is happening in the brain during hypnosis. But what I can tell you from personal experience, both for myself and for the clients and for my clients, I've never seen anything that works faster, quicker, better, stronger than hypnosis for bringing about the change that we desire, because it goes to the root of the problem, which is what beliefs we hold that are having us have certain behaviors to cope with life based on those beliefs. And it corrects those beliefs and changes them in such a way that it can actually help you live the life that you want. So I hope this was useful. I hope that it answered some of your questions. If there's any other questions that you have, please do not hesitate to send me a message or make a comment. I'll be happy to get back to you about that. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are having a very blessed day. Bye-bye.